Hello, it's ShadeX, and there have been a lot of Dr. Seuss children's book adaptations in the modern day. In the early 2000s, there were two critically panned live-action adaptations. This included the Jim Carrey Grinch film in 2000 and was followed up with the Mike Myers Ken the Hat film in 2003. There are also three Dr. Seuss animated films. Animated Seuss films had a promising future with Blue Sky with the film Horn Hears a Who. However, Illumination ended up getting the rights to the Seuss books The Lorax and the Grinch and made mediocre adaptations out of them. I'm not here to talk about those films though. Instead, I'll focus on the Netflix Green Eggs and Ham cartoon. I recently saw it, and after watching it, I've come to the conclusion that this show is the best modern Dr. Seuss adaptation. Green Eggs and Ham as a book has a very simple story. Guy M.I. doesn't want to eat the green eggs and ham that Sam I Am is offering him. Sam asks Guy if he'll eat green eggs and ham in various scenarios, but he keeps declining to try it. The book ends with Guy finally trying green eggs and ham and loving it. So is it possible to stretch a 62-page children's book into 13 episodes of television? Yes, the writers for Green Eggs and Ham managed to accomplish this goal. The series begins with Sam dressed up as a ninja and stealing a creature called a chikoraf from a zoo. Guy and Sam then meet by chance at a diner. Sam remarks on how they are briefcase buddies because they have matching bags. He also recommends that Guy get the green eggs and ham, but Guy gets oat mush instead and denies to try it. The two then leave and accidentally swap suitcases. Sam gets Guy's busted invention and Guy gets the chikoraf. That sets up the events of the show, which is about Guy and Sam going on an adventure to bring the chikoraf home. However, a rich villain called Mr. Snurrs wants a chikoraf to be put on his wall full of creatures. Because of this, two people who call themselves the bad guys and a bounty hunter named Goat follow Guy and Sam's trail to find the stolen animal. The stuff isn't in the book, but it's still a faithful adaptation. Green Eggs and Ham keeps the title dish in the show. While on the adventure, Guy still refuses to eat green eggs and ham in various scenarios and delivers classic book lines. He refuses to eat green eggs and ham in various scenarios, like in a box, with a fox, in a house, and with a mouse. I like how the writers made sure to keep the basic plot of the book in the series, while also adding new things to make the story interesting. One thing I love about the show is how fleshed out Guy and Sam are. Guy is a very interesting character. He really wants to become an inventor, but whenever he presents his inventions, they always explode. Guy's dream is to create a successful invention and go to Meatville, but he is tempted to give up that dream and become a paint watcher. Guy is voiced by actor Michael Douglas, and he does a great job bringing the character to life. He sounds like I imagine Guy would sound. Sam is another interesting character. He's very kind and reminds me a bit of Wander from Wander Over Yonder. One scene I loved is when the policeman was somewhat hesitant to arrest him because of how nice he was. One thing I loved about Sam is why he loves green eggs and ham. Throughout the series, he talks about his mother, but after he meets Guy's loving family, he reveals that his mother left him at an orphanage. The only thing Sam remembers about his mom is the green eggs and ham she made. He keeps eating the green dish in the hopes he will taste his mom's recipe of it and find her. This scene was a very heartwarming moment in the show. He's voiced by Adam Devine, who also voiced Pizza Steve and Uncle Grandpa. Guy and Sam have great chemistry on screen together, and that is the core heart of the show. The show is about the budding friendship of the two characters. Then there's the chikoraf, who goes by the name Mr. Jenkins. He's really cute and he likes to eat ties. Another interesting thing about the show is the antagonists. First, there are the two self-proclaimed bad guys, McWinkle and Glunts, who were after the chikoraf. The two are on the trail of Guy and Sam, and I really enjoyed seeing the banter between those characters. McWinkle is on one last job with his rookie sidekick, Glunts. One running gag I enjoyed was how after each time McWinkle failed, he gets older and older. The two have an interesting dynamic, similar to Guy and Sam. McWinkle is the grumpy one and Glunts is the energetic one. Another interesting antagonist is Goat, a bounty hunter hired by Mr. Snurrs to get the chikoraf. Goat is a very threatening villain. He may seem like a normal goat, but he is tough and won't let anything get in the way of his target. Finally, there's Herb Nick Z. Snurrs. He's an alright villain. He has an interesting backstory himself, where his mom let his beloved Fleemer wander outside. This leads to Snurrs never talking to his mom ever again. Later it is revealed that he loved the Fleemer too much, to the point where his mom saved the animal by letting it abandon young Snurrs. Mr. Snurz is a cartoonishly evil villain. He has a big yellow creature on his head that acts like a toupee. He seems awfully similar to another individual. Biff from Back to the Future 2. He's definitely based off him. Two other characters I like are Michelle and her daughter Evie. Michelle is a character that is introduced at the beginning of the show. She first appears when Guy is presenting his invention, a flying machine. Michelle is a bean counter for Snurz, and in that scene she is shown counting beans. Evie has a character arc of her own with her designing a new pet. When she hears news of the stolen Chikoraph, she decides that she wants that one as her pet. Michelle spends the rest of the first season on her way to Meatville with her daughter Evie. Michelle starts out as an overprotective mother to Evie, but later she loosens up. Michelle also plays the role of Guy's love interest. There's a whole will they or won't they plot going on throughout the first season. And last but not least, there's a narrator of the series who's voiced by Keegan-Michael Key from Key and Peele. I could tell that Key was having a lot of fun with this role.
He does not like them, Sam I am. He doesn't like green eggs and ham.
Would you like them here or there?
Now that I've talked about the premise of the show and talked about all the major characters in it, I now want to get into spoilers. If you haven't seen the show, I highly recommend that you give it a watch. If you don't want to be spoiled, skip to this part. There's a big twist in the first season of the show where it's revealed that Sam is actually working for Snurz and is planning to give him the Chikoraph. Not only that, but the people going after Guy and Sam are actually the good guys. Those are two twists I did not see coming. Turns out that bad guys is actually an acronym for an animal defense agency. They revealed to Guy that Sam is a con man who has gone by several different aliases. I really like the Sam I Am twist. Before that reveal, Guy and Sam seemed to have become best friends, so that betrayal created a great conflict for the last 2 episodes of Season 1. Guy's about to give up and become a paint watcher, but coincidentally the building he is in is near the gallows, where Snurz is about to present the Chikoraph. But then it's revealed that Sam actually gave Snurz a Garooster, a creature that looks awfully similar to a Chikoraph, but that eats beans instead of ties. Guy, Michelle, and Evie go to find Sam, who is planning to bring Mr. Jenkins home to his mother. Guy reunites with Sam and finally eats green eggs and ham and loves it, but before he can finish eating the rest of it, the bad guys and Snurz show up after them. First Snurz goes after them, but Evie attaches her friendship bracelet to him, and Michelle throws hers at a pole, attaching Snurz to it. The bad guys then catch up to the 4, but they allow Mr. Jenkins to be returned home. But then it's revealed that Goat is controlling the balloon. Guy managed to save Mr. Jenkins from Goat using the flying machine that was in his suitcase for the entire season. This was a great payoff and was a heroic moment for Guy. Guy attaches Goat to the machine, hoping he'll fly far away, but he manages to return and claims he's more powerful than ever. Then the invention explodes. This time, Guy's invention exploded at the best moment. Guy then returns and Michelle kisses him. The season then ends with Guy and Sam at a diner. Sam is indecisive, so Guy orders them both green eggs and ham. Sam tries it, realizes it's his mother's recipe, and then decides to go on a trip to find her. This is a setup for Season 2. Honestly, this is a fitting finale to the first season. If this were a standalone series or film, I would be satisfied, but I'm real glad there's going to be a second season, especially with the setup of Sam looking for his mother. Alright, spoilers are over. Green Eggs and Ham is a Dr. Seuss adaptation done right. Out of all the Dr. Seuss adaptations, this one is the best. Overall, Green Eggs and Ham is a Dr. Seuss adaptation that stands out. It feels like a Dr. Seuss movie that's stretched out, and that's not a complaint at all. Green Eggs and Ham was definitely intended to be a show, and it feels like a TV show. Still, it has a cinematic feel. The intro even feels like the end credits of a movie. I really like the theme song by Rivers Cuomo from the band Weezer. I won't play it here since I don't want to get claimed, but it's on Spotify, iTunes, it's also on YouTube. To end this video, I want to mention that a lot of money was put into Green Eggs and Ham, with the animation costing $5 to $6 million per episode. The show, when it was first announced, had a budget of $60 million. The animation is hand-drawn and it looks great. The show was animated by Warner Brothers Animation, and Ellen DeGeneres produced the show. The show is less expensive than Illumination's The Lorax, which costed $70 million. I'm so glad Illumination didn't adapt Green Eggs and Ham. I feel like the Green Eggs and Ham show is an adaptation that Dr. Seuss would approve of if he was around today. The show is a love letter to Dr. Seuss's work and adds new things that don't feel at all out of place in a Seuss story. Watch Green Eggs and Ham on Netflix, support this show. This has been ShadeX, and thanks for watching.
That's Sam I am, that's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
He does not like them, Sam I am. He doesn't like green eggs and ham.